Start the recording. Okay, good morning. Let's come to the mat. Have a little bit of snow here this morning, just a little bit. Okay, and finding a comfortable seat. Bringing your hands to your knees. Closing your eyes. And erasing the chalkboard of thoughts from your mind. And let's come to the breath. Relaxing the body, especially the face and the neck and the shoulders. And if you'd like to set an intention for your class today, do so now. You can open your eyes. We're going to start with a breathing exercise called Samvriti breathing. It means equal parts. And we'll visualize in our mind a square. And on the bottom left of the square, we'll visualize going up that side of the square as we inhale. As we trace with our mind's eye across the top of the square, we'll hold that inhalation until we get to the other side of the square, and then we'll exhale down the opposite side of the square and hold on empty until we return to the starting lower left side of the square. Now, because there is a retention on this breathing exercise, if you have a heart issue or high blood pressure, it's recommended that you don't do the retention, and you can just basically breathe, tracing the square in your mind. So now you can close your eyes and envisioning that square in your mind. Let's take a preparatory breath in through the nose. And then exhaling through the nose. Now beginning at the lower left corner and tracing up 2, 3, 4, inhalation. And then hold as you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhalation 2, 3, 4, and hold on empty 2, 3, 4. Back to the beginning and inhale 2, 3, 4. Hold on full 2, 3, 4. Exhaling down the other side 3, 4, and hold on empty 2, 3, 4. Inhale up the left side of the block, across, hold 3, 4, and exhaling 2, 3, 4. Hold on empty 2, 3, 4. Continue at your own pace. I'm going to stop counting. Do 1 or 2 more, and then return to normal breathing. And when you're ready, let's drop the head and do some neck rolls. Inhale to the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale to the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. Inhale, check your shoulders. And exhale to the other side. And again, check your jaw. Make sure your shoulders and jaw are both relaxed. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now going the other way. Inhale now to the right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Can open your eyes. Let's just shrug our shoulders up and down a little bit. And then make circles back a few times. Make sure to check your jaw. Then go the other way. And rooting down with your hip bones. Let's reach up with our arms, finding space in the side of our rib cage. Drop your left hand and touch the back of your neck. Grab the elbow with the other hand, keeping the chin in line with the floor as much as possible, and just find a stretch here. Just gently allowing, hearing some nice cracking in my spine. Just a little gentle pressure to open the shoulder, open the other back, upper back rather, and breathe. And release. Shrug your shoulders. Do the other way. Both arms up, finding space in the side of the body, and then dropping the other arm, grabbing the elbow with the opposite hand, checking your chin that it's in line with the floor, keeping the neck open, and breathe. And release. Shrug your shoulders. Bringing one arm back behind the body, and then taking the other arm and grabbing your tricep. Inhale, release the head to the side of the body where your hand is behind the back, and breathe. Just a gentle neck stretch here. And release. Shrug your shoulders, gently move your neck. Do the other side. Now bring the other arm behind the back, reaching around with the other arm and grabbing the tricep, dropping the head to the side where the hand is behind the back. And breathe. Just noticing the sensations. Relax your shoulders if you can here. Just a gentle stretch. And release. Shrug it out, shake it out. If you have your belt handy, let's grab it and open it up. Just doing some gentle belt rolls into the shoulder. So you want to hold the belt tight, but not so tight, at the right tension so that you can let the arms roll straight to the back. You know, if you can't keep your arms straight, then take a wider hold onto the belt. And keeping your chin level with the floor, throat open. Relax the neck and the face. Just do some gentle rolls into the shoulder joint. And then bring it forward. Now take the belt and hold it at your chest level and at around the width of your shoulders. And we're just going to pull and release, pull, squeezing between the shoulder blades, pull and release, pull and release. You can put the belt to the side now. It's doing some wrist work here, interlocking the fingers and doing some rolls. Go the other way. Press it out. One way and then the other way. Shake it out. Do some fists, spread, fists, spread, fist, spread, fist, spread. Shake it out. Taking your forefingers with the other forefingers, the elbows bent, gently pulling down and then straightening the elbow up towards the sky. Gentle stretch here. And breathe. Make sure your neck is nice and relaxed. Holding no tension in your jaw. And release. Now taking the forefingers, now placing them around that thumb, then straighten the elbow. Lifting the forearm to the sky or straightening it, finding a stretch. And release, shake it out. We'll do the other side now with the elbow bent. Grab the other forefingers with the other forefingers and straighten the elbow. Release the jaw. And release, shake it out. Now grabbing that thumb, same thing, gentle here. Gently holding the thumb a little closer to the body, just enough to get a little bit of a stretch. Relax the face. And release. Let's grab one of your bricks and put one leg, this would be your right leg, on the brick so that the foot is hanging loose. And we're just going to do some circles. Actually, you can do it a little on the higher side so you can do some circles with the foot. We're just suspending the foot. Do circles one way, then maybe the other way. Maybe putting the fingers between the toes if that's available to you, pulling the toes forward, pressing the toes back, also with the ankle. So pointing and bending, and then stretching back. Whatever feels good to you, just working into the ankle a little bit there. And shake it out. Let's change and do the other leg. Again, just doing some gentle circles with the ankle. Going one way, and the other way. Then pressing the fingers between the toes if it's available. Otherwise, you can just press the toes forward, getting a stretch with the heel kicked out, and then pointing the toes. It's back and forth a little bit. And shake it out, release. Let's take one leg out to the side so you're lengthwise on your mat. And keep the other leg bent. You can have it either in front of you or behind you if you'd like. And my legs are at more than a 90-degree angle here. My extended leg is, my foot is flat and I'm engaging with the floor. Engaging those hips with the floor. Inhale, bringing the arms up and keeping pressure as much as I can with this opposite hip against the floor. Let's drop one arm to the leg, other arm continues reaching. Continuing to find that tension in the upper side of the body. Coming into our seated gate pose. You can bring the arm, just allow the arm to stretch here as far as it can. If you can grab the foot or the leg, that's fine. Turn the head so that you're looking forward. And breathe. This is a wonderful stretch for the quadratus lumborum, which is a muscle here between the rib cage and the hip bones. Cause of a lot of lower back pain as well, especially if you do a lot of sitting or driving. This is a good one to stretch every day. And when you're ready, engage your core and come back up to your seated position. Now we're going to switch. Again, extending one leg, bending either with the leg in front or behind the other leg. Flexing the foot, finding that engagement of the hips with the floor. Inhale, arms rise, nice and tall, finding space, pressing down with the hips, and beginning our stretch over with the lower arm coming to the floor for stability, continuing to reach and stretch. And just playing with this here, relax the jaw, turn your head so that you're looking forward. Keep your chin engaged. And just find your stretch here. And breathe. And when you're ready, press through the hips, come back up to sitting. With our legs now in a side saddle position, we're just going to do some, actually, let's have the feet in front of us and let's just do some windshield wipers with the knees, side to side. Feet are nice and wide, and I'm leaning back on my hands. Just loosening up the lower back and the hips. If you'd like, you can bring one hand over to the side to get more of the shoulders and the torso involved. Just at your own pace. And when you've had enough of that, let's bring the back hand. When we come up, we're just going to lift the hips and reach. Roll over to the other side, come onto the one hand, lift the hips and reach. Do 4 or 5 of these on each side. Lifting those hips and reaching. And when you're ready, come back to center. Let's come onto all fours now, do some cats and cows. Inhale, looking up, hips to the sky, dropping the belly. Exhale, flexing the spine up into our cat pose. Engage your core, pulling the belly up to the spine. And inhale, looking up. Exhale, pressing through the hands, rounding the back. Feeling every vertebrae as you flex one way and then the other way. And when you're ready, coming back to center. Now some bird dogs, but we're going to do them on the diagonal. And I'm going to I'll turn this way so that you can see a little bit better. So my hands are underneath my shoulders. Knees are underneath my hips, and with my right hand and my left leg, I'm going to reach out, but reach out to the side, but keep your balance. Come back in. Other arm, other leg, reaching out to the side. Keep that hip from flipping over. So you have something on your back, a glass of water or a glass of champagne, whatever that you do not want to spill, and reach to the side. Just noticing how this feels different and the muscles that we're using here to maintain our stability. Again, doing about 4 or 5 on each side, so 8 or 10 total. Nice and slow. And then come to center. Let's come back into child. So spreading the knees, forehead to the floor or using a brick, whatever you use. Hands at your arms at your side or in front of you, whichever you prefer. And breathe into your balasana, child pose. Noticing any tension you may be holding in the hips or the lower back. Check your shoulders, your neck. Taking any little wiggles or jiggles that you'd like here to relax the body and breathe through. Notice the breath raising through the back of the body on each inhalation. And when you're ready, let's bring the hands out in front of us, spread our fingers, tuck our toes, downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale, walking your dog, stretching out those calves. Inhale for 2. And exhale. Hips to the sky. Inhale for 3. And exhale, checking your neck, shaking your head yes and no. Inhale for 4. And exhale, coming onto your toes if you'd like to give them a little stretch. And inhale for 5. Exhale, stretching the whole length of the back of the body from the hands to the heels. On your next inhale, soften the knees. Gently walk forward to the front of your mat. Coming into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, up halfway onto the fingertips, finding space. Exhale, deeper into the fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, engage your core, press the heels, and hinge up to standing. We're going to continue with our tripsikari, our dynamic flow that we did last week. I think it takes a couple of weeks to sink in, so we're going to work on that again today. So with your feet about hip width apart, hands at your side, let's take a preparatory breath in through the nose. And exhale through the fingertips. Inhale, arms rise horizontal. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, hips forward, high arch. Exhale, hinging forward to the fingertips, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, right leg back, crescent moon. Hands to the floor. Inhale and exhale into crouch leg dog. Inhale, ride the curve of the spine, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg forward, crescent moon. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise, high arch, pelvis forward. Exhale, straight back, other side. Inhale, left leg down, crescent moon. Hands to the floor and exhale into bent leg dog. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes if you can, coming into down dog. Inhale, left leg forward, crescent moon. Exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, arms rise, High arch, stretching, stretching, and exhale, pulling that energy down to the heart. And taking a moment here, finding your breath. And open the eyes, hands at the side. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, arms horizontal. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, high arch, pelvis swings forward, reaching, reaching. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, right leg back, crescent moon. Hands to the floor and exhale into bent leg dog. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg forward, crescent moon. Exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, hinging up, forward with the pelvis, and exhale, straight back down to the left side. Inhale, left leg back, crescent moon. Hands to the floor, and exhale into bent leg dog. Inhale, up dog, pulling the heart forward, and exhale, rolling over the toes into downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg forward, crescent moon. Exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, hands rise, hinging up, reaching to the sky, and exhale, hands to heart. Samasthiti. Taking a moment here with your eyes closed, just enjoying the sensations. Feeling the energy coursing through your body. And you can bring the hands now to your side. Now for our next, for our standing poses, we'll need your brick. So set a brick at the top left of your mat and at the bottom right of your mat. And I have it on the shoebox, the lowest side. So just somewhere where you can grab it. All right. With our feet standing at the front of our mat and with our feet about hip width apart, let's bring the arms up and come down into our Utkatasana, our squat. And with the, again, watching the knees that they're not collapsing in and that we're not going down more than a 90-degree angle in our squat. Exhale, press through the heels to come up. And again, coming down. Exhale. Inhale up. One more time, exhale down. Hips go back here. And inhale up, sorry. Now bringing the arms and crossing at your weight, at your heart. And let's turn to the back. Coming into our warrior two pose. So my legs are about a leg length apart. Bending that front leg. Coming into our warrior two. Engaging both feet here. Opening the heart space. And breathe. Looking past that front arm. Strong legs. Now, taking the front leg and pulling, straightening that leg and pulling that hip joint up into the hip socket, noticing how my other hip goes out, beginning to form a hinge from the hips. Bring the arm now down in front of the forward leg. The other arm comes to the sky. Tuck your chin and look up towards your outstretched hand, coming into triangle. Now, if you'd like, you can bring the hand onto the thigh or in front, whichever feels most comfortable. But keep that hip socket up, or hip up into the socket. with the opposite hip pointing out. And breathe. When you're ready, bring the upstretched hand onto your hip. Bend the front knee, grab your block, and have it on the pinky side of your front foot, about just ahead of the foot. And grabbing the block, we're going to lift up. I need to shift back here a little bit. Lift up, putting our pressure onto the hand, bringing that back leg up and flexing the back foot. When you have your balance, using your focus and engaging your core, extend the outstretched arm. And with your focus, engage your chin and turn your gaze towards the upper arm. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose here. Opening that hip. Now, when you're ready, bring the hand back down. Turn your gaze down. Gently bring the foot back down in line with the front heel. Bringing the arm up this leg, straighten that leg, pulling that hip into the joint, and come back into our triangle pose. Looking past the hand, but engage the chin. And when you're ready, press through the heels, engage your core, and come to standing. Now we're going to switch the legs to the other side and do the other side. So now we're facing the other side of our mat, coming into our warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Checking your arms, make sure they're level. Engage the feet so the pinkies are both pressing into the mat. Opening the heart space here. Strong legs, and breathe. Now, dropping the forward arm onto the front leg, straightening that leg, pulling that hip bone up into the socket, feeling this hip going back, bringing the arm down to the shin, if that's where you'd like, or in front of the shin, raising the other arm, finding your balance, engaging your core here, and turning the gaze up past your extended arm. Trikonasana, triangle. When you're ready, bring that extended arm to your hip. Turn to the front of the mat. We're going to grab your brick so that it's at the outside of the pinky. Put your weight on the brick. Lift the back leg, flex the foot, find your balance. When you have your balance, engaging your core, extend the upright arm, and begin to turn your gaze to the sky. When you're ready, drop the foot back down to the floor. Release the block, straighten the front leg, coming back to Trikonasana. Keep that hip up into the hip socket. And when you're ready, coming back to the front of the mat with your hands together and feet about hip width apart. And let's do 3 more squats or Utkatasana. and up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Third one. Press through the heels. And bring the hands to the heart. Take a moment with your eyes closed and breathe. Now, bringing your hands to your side and staying where you are, we're going to come back into a lunge. So I'm just lunging with my left leg back. I have my right leg forward. I'm going to lean forward over that knee, though, and bring the hands forward. So coming into a balance pose here. So very slowly leaning forward, I'm going to lift that back leg and then twist to the other side. And neck down. We're going to do 2 or 3 of these on your own. So we're twisting and lifting, one leg lifts. The slower, the harder. Do 3 or 4. And come to center, shake it out. We'll do the other side. So again, taking a step back and leaning forward so that your balance is coming over to that front leg, that front bent leg, but twisting to the side, arms outstretched. And inhale coming up. Well, that's harder. And come to center. So we're working there with both balance and strength in the hips. So one more, let's take another step back. And this time we're going to come into our lizard pose. So lizard is where our feet are, I have my right foot forward and both hands are to the left of my foot. Inhale, I'm going to reach up to the sky with that inner arm, so my right arm. And then exhale, I'm going to thread it underneath the other the other hand. And just do a few of these. So just some lizard twists. Reaching up, really trying to get a nice straight arm and twist. Or I should say opening the chest. Arms aren't necessarily straight. Do a few of those and then come forward. We'll lunge back with the other leg. Same. So now my left foot is forward. Both hands are to the right of that foot. I'm going to take the middle hand, which is the left one, the middle meaning the middle appendage that is forward, and reach up to the sky. So I'm reaching with my left. And then exhale, twisting. Reach, open, and twist. Reach and twist. Reach and twist. And when you're ready, let's come to a forward fold and come to standing. A little bit of standing abdominal work today. So with your feet about hip width apart. And bring your hands to your ears. Now I'm not pulling my head, I'm just touching them. And I'm going to bring the left knee up, touch with the right elbow and down. Other side, cross and touch. Cross and touch. Cross and touch. So that's 2. Let's do about 10. 3, 4. That's set. 5. 6. 7. Engage your core here. 8. 9. One more set. 10. Good. You can let go, shake it out. Now, another one, same thing, hands to the side of your head. And again, we're not pulling on the head or on the ears, just giving us a place to touch. And we're going to lift the same arm and the same leg and touch side to side, or same side rather. Again, about 10 sets on each side. That's 2, 3. And the slower you do it, the harder it is. 4. 4, working the abs here. 5. 6. 7. 8. These are ones you can do standing and waiting for a pot to boil. 9. And 10. Oops. And shake it out. Coming to the front of our mat now. And let's reach up with the arms. Exhale, hinging down to the floor, coming into Uttanasana. Shaking our head out a little bit here. And when you're ready, let's come up to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, deeper into the fold. Inhale, let's step back with the right and come onto our knee. Exhale, left knee back. Cross your ankles behind you. Bring your feet forward and come to sitting. Coming into our Dandasana. So with our feet in front of us, flexed. Our seated rod pose, opening up the chest, rooting through the backs of the legs and the hip bones. I'm moving my skin away from my bones so that I can feel that good connection with the floor. Hands are beside my hips. Elbows are pinned into the body, pulling those shoulders back. Chin is level with the floor. Open the throat and breathe. Engage the core. Feeling as though someone is pulling those shoulders back, opening up that chest space. And you can open your eyes, but keep your Dandasana. Grab your belt, reaching up to the sky. Let's bring forward fold from the hips, keeping that engagement of the hips with the floor, and bring the belt around the feet. Keep the feet flexed and find our stretch, our seated forward fold. Breathing, feeling the release as you breathe in this position. Release in the lower back, maybe, release in the back of the legs. Check your neck. Keep it relaxed. And when you're ready, you can release and set the belt to the side. Taking your bricks, grab both of your bricks. And spreading your feet a little wide, let's put a brick on either side of your foot, of one foot. I'm using my right, so it looks like your left. With your hands at your side for support and keeping that engagement of the legs with the floor. Can point the toes here, sitting up nice and tall and engaging your core. We're going to lift that leg and put it over the brick. Then come back, lift it over the other brick and back. Engage your core here and keep your posture so that you're sitting up nice and tall. Now you can use, if you'd like, if that's easy and you'd like to challenge yourself, you can put the bricks a little higher. And again, we're engaging the core. We're not letting the back slouch back. We're sitting up nice and tall, using our abdominal muscles and our hip flexors. Muscles at the top of the thigh, which are so important for our balance. And do that, and then let's shake it out. We'll do the other leg. So now placing the bricks around the other leg. Hands at your side. Keep your legs nice and wide here. Point your toes, engage your core, and inhale, lift, and down. Inhale, and down. Inhale, and down. Inhale, and down. Do, 3 or 4 sets of these. Checking your core. If you find yourself unable to do this without the back slouching, then either do it lower or even without bricks. Just practice lifting the foot as much as you can do, engaging the core and using these muscles here. Whew, okay, you can set the bricks aside. Should be feeling that pretty well in the upper thigh area. It's a wonderful strengthener. Okay, bringing our feet now even wider, as wide as you possibly can. Push my stuff out of the way here. My belt. Taking the feet as wide as you possibly can. Upavishta Konasana. Flexing the feet. Again, I'm moving the skin away from my hips, getting a nice connection of the hip bones with the floor. Flexing the feet and pressing the legs, just like we do in Dandasana, pressing the backs of the legs against the floor. When you're ready, let's bring the arms up, finding space, and then exhale, hinging through the floor, but keep those legs, let the legs help to control your descent. And as with most of our forward bends, this is not about touching the head to the floor. It's about finding length in the back of the body. So just inch the hands forward, continuing to breathe, going as far as you can, feeling the release as you continue to breathe. This is a strong stretch, so don't press it. Just go as far as you can and breathe. If you're comfortable here and you can grab the feet and come forward, that's fine. But only as far as you can keep the back straight. That's about my limit, I think, for today. And then let's release, shake out your legs a little bit, but keep them wide. Now bring the hands to the ears. Again, engaging the core, we're going to come forward and then hinge one elbow to the same side knee, come back to center, hinge to the other side, raise the other elbow, come back to center and up. Really make sure you're engaging your core here. Inhale forward, now swing to the left, lift the right elbow, back to center, swing and lift, back to center and up. Let's do a few of these. Back to center, one more maybe. and up. Shake your legs out. You can bring them in now. And let's come onto our backs. Grabbing a brick, and let's put it between our knees. Hands are on the floor, feet are slightly pigeon-toed. And we're going to be working on a few bridges here. So squeezing that brick, engaging your glutes, and lift the hips, coming into our bridge pose. Maybe walking the shoulders underneath your chest. Lift and squeeze, 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 keeping your gaze forward. Squeeze and lift the glutes and release. Take a resting breath. On your next inhale, one more time. Inhale, lift, squeeze. Maybe even walking the hands underneath the back and interlocking the fingers, moving the shoulders under the chest, lifting, lifting, lifting. Keep that gaze forward. Lift, lift, lift. And release. One last time. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Interlocking the fingers the other way. Lift, really opening the chest here. Lifting the hips. Squeezing the brick. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Take the brick and set it to the side. Bring your knees up over your chest. Interlock the fingers around the front of the legs and just give yourself a little massage on the small of the back, little circles with the knees. And bring them down. Now flipping over onto our bellies, I'm going to go this way. Some more back strengthening work. Extending your hands out in front of you and your feet below you. Yes, extending your feet. We're going to lift both the arms and the legs. Then bring both hands and feet together, keeping them lifted. Then spread them wide, butterfly. Back to sit together and down. Let's do a few of these. Very strong work here, lifting the arms and the hands together, wide, together, and down. So, feet and hands come together. So inhale up, together, wide, together, down. Ooh, one more time. Inhale, lift, together, wide butterfly, together, and down. Ooh, so pressing yourself back to chow. Just take a counter pose here for a moment. Really felt that butterfly locust on the outside of my hips. As well as the back. And when you're ready, you can come up to sitting. Now we're going to be using the blanket or beach towel, whatever you have. We did plow and our shoulder stand last week. Actually, I think I'm going to go this way. Another modification or another way to do this to maybe make it a little easier, especially if you have any issues with your neck. If you have issues with your neck, you should really talk to your doctor or therapist before you do this inversion. But otherwise, I'm placing the blanket so that it's going to be a padding for my shoulders. So as I come down onto my back, I'm going to make sure that the shoulders are at the top of the blanket and the edge of the blanket, and my head is hanging down over. So it's just lifting my shoulders a little bit and creates a little less strain on the neck or angle on the neck. So as before, with our feet on the floor, our knees bent, our hands in front of us on the floor. We're going to press the legs up, press them over. And again, if you need to use a block underneath the feet here or even the wall, feel free to do so. You can even use a chair for the feet to rest on. It's not so important. The importance is getting the flexibility in the spine. So wherever that works for you, that's totally fine. Bringing the elbows in close behind you and using the hands as paddles to support the lower back. And we want the hips eventually, I mean, the goal of the pose is to have the hips over the shoulders, but if that doesn't work for you, the hips can be behind as well. Just support the back of the body with your hands. You can also bend the knees. But it is important that you keep your gaze towards your belly button and don't turn the head side to side. And breathe. Now, when you're ready, if you'd like, you can bring the legs up into your shoulder stand. It's a little trickier with the blanket there. Okay. Bring the feet up together, keeping the gaze forward. If you'd like, you can lower one leg at a time. Back up to center. Lower the other leg. And back up. Whatever you'd like. Inversions are very helpful to just reverse the flow of things in your body. And encourage and improve circulation, of course. Now, when you're ready to come out of it, bend the knees and bring the knees down towards your head. When you've got them down close to the face, bring your hands down onto the floor and use the hands as brakes as you slowly roll out of this, keeping the legs bent until the hips are on the floor. Then you can bring the feet down. Now let's bring your hands into cactus arms and take your feet nice and wide on the mat. And let's just let them fall to one side. And take a few breaths here. Just a wide-legged twist. And then let's let them drop to the other side. And then you can bring the knees up straight. Let's bring the blanket out from under you. Bringing your right leg up towards the shoulder. Just for a nice stretch here. And then if you'd like, you can cross that leg over, bending the other leg and bring it over that leg and have your stretch here. Maybe putting a little bit of pressure on this bent knee here on the right side. I have my right leg bent and over the left leg. Staying here if you'd like, or if it's available to you. Bringing the fingers behind the left thigh and pulling that foot off the floor and finding your stretch here. Now, if you need to use a brick under your head so that your head is touching something, we don't want the head to just be suspended in midair. And just giving a gentle pressure on this left leg, finding the stretch here in our lower back, glutes, sciatic area. Making sure you're breathing, keeping the neck relaxed. So I lost my headset here. And if you're comfortable here, you can stay here. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can release the right arm, bring the elbow onto the floor, and cradle your right knee with your right hand, extending the left leg, then grabbing, maybe if it is available to you. You can also do this with a belt, holding the belt over the foot, grabbing that extended foot. Check your face, your jaw, your neck, and breathe. Breathing into that lower back if you feel tension there. And then release. Shake your legs out. We'll do the other side. Now bringing the left leg, or whichever leg you didn't stretch the last time, and interlocking the fingers in front of the thigh or in front of the shin. Gentle pressure with the knee coming towards your left knee, coming towards the left shoulder. And breathe. And again, if you'd like to go a little deeper into this, bend now the right leg, bring your left ankle, placing it over the right thigh, staying here with just a little pressure maybe on that left knee, keeping it from collapsing in towards the body. Breathing here. Make sure you're relaxing the lower back and not arching the belly up towards the sky. And again, if you'd like to interlock the fingers and take them behind that right thigh, feel free to do that now. And again, we're just gently encouraging that right knee in towards the body, just a little bit of pressure to find your stretch, really in this deep glute, hip, upper thigh area of the other leg. And breathe. And if you'd like to go deeper, using now your left hand to cradle the left knee, extending your right, and either using a belt, which I'll show you here. You can take a belt over that extended leg and hold it with your right hand. That works just as well. And just putting gentle pressure on that leg. Just noticing the sensations as you breathe into the hip and feeling maybe with each breath, just a little bit more give, a little bit more letting go of the hip and the glutes, the lower back. Check your face, make sure your jaw is relaxed here. And release. You can set the belt aside. Shaking the feet a little bit. Let's lift the hips and give them a little shimmy. And down. Hip shimmies. Down. One more. And down. Let's take a happy baby. So bringing the feet up over the knees, up over the body with the feet off the floor. You can stay here with your hands on the inside of the shins and just letting the knees fall to the outside, finding this nice stretch in this groin area here. And just breathe there, relax the shoulders. Release the face. If it is available to you and you'd like to go a little deeper into this hip opener, you can reach and grab the insides of the feet now with both hands, bringing the feet up over the knees. Again, if your head is pulling up off the floor, put a blanket or a brick underneath it so that your head isn't just hanging. And just release into the weight of your arms onto the feet, which are over the knees, and breathe. Happy baby. This is, of course, a wonderful hip opener. And if you do find yourself with lower back pain or just sore, wonderful thing to do to hold. You can stay in this pose for a couple of minutes, as long as you'd like. It's also a great relaxation pose for stress or to prepare for bed. And when you're ready, you can gently release the feet. Maybe take your hands onto your knees and just sort of circle the knees around a little bit, doing some roly-poly on the hips and the lower back. And when you're ready, bringing the feet to the floor, preparing for our Shavasana, extending the feet out, taking the hands above the head, stretching, maybe kicking the heels out, stretching with the fingertips, wiggling the hips a little bit, finding a nice stretch. And then when you're ready, bringing the hands to your side. Checking your body for any tension. Scanning the feet, the knees, the hips. Release the belly. Maybe having the hands facing up, relaxing the arms. Feeling the shoulders deep and heavy against the floor. Relax the jaw, the face, the eyes. Normal breathing here through the nose, but just relax, normal breathing. Maybe on each inhale, repeating within the mind the word peace. And on your exhale, love. Inhale, peace. Exhale, love. Maybe visualizing, as you say these words on your inhalation and exhalation, a color, any color from the rainbow, and visualizing that color filling the body from the head to the face, shoulders, chest, the belly, the hips, the legs, and the feet. The whole body filled with this radiant light, luminous color. Maybe bringing healing to any part of the body that may need it. And relaxing into this joy. Coming back to the awareness of your body now, and maybe gently moving your fingers and your toes, rolling your head from side to side. When you're ready, bending the knees, rolling onto your right side, pressing yourself up, sitting, keeping your eyes closed for just another moment. Coming back to the intention, if you set one at the beginning of the class, and holding it close to your heart and engulfing it with this radiant light and color of our meditation in Shavasana, enlivening it and sending it out with love to the world. Thank you so much for sharing this practice, this yoga journey with me. Have a lovely week. Namaste. This is the last of this 8-week series. I hope to see you in the mat in the future. And again, this video will be available for a week for you. And if you have any questions, of course, just let me know. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you, Robin.
Bye-bye.